Hello and welcome to the first lecture in chapter 2. So to start working with Blender, we need to download it. And to do this, we open our browser. I'm using Chrome and I go to the address bar and fill in blender.org. So there we go. And then we arrive on the front page of Blender. And what you will find here is some Blender news and stuff. But where we need to focus on is this blue button, because this is the direct download. Well, it's not direct download. It's when we click it, we get another page, and here we can pick our version. So right now we have Blender 2.78c. That means that when they released 2.78, I think that was in October 2016. That was the A version, and in the meantime they made some fixes. And now we arrived on version C, so this is a very stable version. That's why I'm using this to record this course. So the next thing where we need to focus on is to pick our operating system. Sorry for that. I'm working on a Windows system, but you may use a Macintosh or a Linux system. So pick the one you are working on. Another very important thing is that you pick the right version. So I'm working on a 64-bit, but if you have a very old computer, you may have the 32-bit. So check it out. You can find that under your system settings. So I will pick this one. And when we click it, it's downloading. And as you can see, it's 85 megabits in size. And that's not a lot for a 3D program. So it's done. I'm clicking it. And we get this bar and we click next. So I click I accept the terms of license agreement. You can read it if you want, but we click and then I click next. And this shows the location path, but by default should be right. Click next again. And if we click now on install, it will install Blender. So we do this and I get this message and I click yes. Then it's installing, and this takes, I think, 30 seconds. If it takes longer than that, you may want to check out, or longer than a minute, you may need to check your system, because this needs to go very fast. But we're done and we click finish. That's it. Well, that was very fast. So to start Blender, I will go to this search bar and fill in Blender. And there it is. We click it. And there's Blender. This is it. So as you can see, I can see this splash screen in the middle and menu, the user interface. We're only going to focus on this splash screen. As you can see, I have some blend files over there, as you can see right there, because I used Blender before, of course, and it saves you your recent projects, but yours should be blank. Okay, another important thing is that it shows some links and manuals on the left. Well, we're not going into that, but what is important before we close this splash screen is this. When we click it, you can choose what kind of keyboard settings you want. So if you already are a 3D user, but you work with 3ds Max or Maya, and you were very used to your key configuration, you can pick the one you like to work with. But because this is a Blender course, I will pick the Blender. So most of you should be beginners. So we go for the Blender default. All right. If I click my left mouse button, the splash screen disappears and we are ready to work with the program. So this is the end of this lecture. I won't click any button from now. That's what we're going to do in the next lecture. So don't be scared. But yeah, this is Blender and you can work here. Here is going to be all the magic. All these beautiful objects and scenes are going to be created in this viewport. All right, end of this lecture and hope to see you in the next lecture. Bye-bye.